Join PCTechForum.net is a new site. We'll be discussing everything related to tech news. They'll be discussing the latest processors, graphic cards, laptops, hard drives, computer cases. They also have a section for pre-built PCs and custom-built PCs, and also a PC straight from the manufacturer. They also be discussing the operating systems and how to troubleshoot them. Last but not least, they'll also be discussing the latest games and business. The site is brand new, so people will join for the first time on there. So come and sign up today at PCTechForum.net.
Hello fam, welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. I'm Wongel Zelalem bringing you this report. Today's report comes from Tunisia. Tunisia is found in the northern part of Africa, and black people in Tunisia have been complaining about racial discrimination for a long time. They've actually complained so much that it became illegal to racially discriminate. But even after that move by the parliament, unfortunately, black Tunisians are still facing this discrimination.
Tunisia is battling with the issue of racism. In the city of Medellin and the large village of Gospa, the majority black population has complained of racism. Government has since introduced laws that criminalize racial discrimination.
Tunisian Nadia Borgi says she wants to be considered as equal, but fears she will end up buried in her town's so-called slave cemetery because she's black. Black Tunisians, including some descended from slaves, make up a minority that is barely visible in the North African country. Many hope for equality after a law was passed last month criminalizing all forms of racism.
This situation has existed for a long time and we've gotten used to it. The burials of the slaves and those of the free men are separated. Each one has its own corner.
Black residents still bury their dead in a poorly maintained piece of land full of earthen tombs covered with parched plants near Homtsouk, on the island of Djerba. 2 other cemeteries lie a stone's throw away, reserved for people with light skin. Unlike the major cities of Tunis and Sfax, Djerba residents bury their dead without requiring permission from the council. This means their burial place can still be decided by social status and even their skin color.
People will say that there is no discrimination, but it truly exists. People say that there are no differences between a white and a black person, but in reality, it's the opposite. In reality, they despise you. The mentalities here are outdated.
Tunisia's parliament adopted a landmark law penalizing the use of racist words as well as the incitement of hatred and discrimination. These crimes are now punishable by 3 years in prison and a $5,600 fine. But black Tunisians say racism remains well anchored in the minds of man.
As you saw, Tunisia criminalized racial discrimination 3 years back, and black Tunisians celebrated that because they thought it's a win. Now they get to live their lives without worrying of discrimination, but unfortunately not a lot has changed. I guess it's hard to change people's minds and hearts even if it's illegal, so it's just sad to see the stories coming out. BBC just did a story on a black Tunisian that quit his job, and now he's even afraid to leave his house because his manager completely destroyed his self-esteem by calling him degrading names because he's black. Now he can't even make a living because of the situation that he had to go through. So, when you think about Tunisia being in Africa, northern Africa, of course they believe they're an Arab country, and although they are still part of the African Union, the way some people act, or the reports we've seen, it's like they totally do not believe that they are part of Africa. So how do you force someone into respecting you? Even if it's illegal, they're still not changing their ways. So it's just very unfortunate for the black Tunisians that were born and raised there, and they have nowhere else to go but to be there, and they're being treated like they're not human beings. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about black people being discriminated against in Tunisia. I'm Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Hey family, make sure you join us on the new and improved AfricanDiasporaNews.org. Now, it is our uncensored and Raw Truth website. We have to make sure to have our own website because on social media platforms, they do have rules, and at any time they could change a rule and shut a whole genre down. Now, that would not happen to us because on AfricanDiasporaNews.org, we can speak the truth. We don't have to hold back. So make sure you join our website today.